Hello there, everybody, and welcome to another edition of the DiLisio Factor, where I, Michael DiLisio, will play through a solo game for your entertainment and education. But today, we have a very special edition of the DiLisio Factor because we're going to be playing through, I'm going to be playing through, a solo game of a game that is coming. It's actually on Kickstarter right now. It is Harvest. So Harvest is a game that had been previously released and then went out of print. The publisher shut down, and Keymaster Games, makers of Parks and Campy Creatures and Caper Europe and a lot of games, have brought this back to life with the same designer, and they made a few changes and some significant artistic changes to the game. But as I said, this is live on Kickstarter right now through the 15th of the month, and I have a link to the project below. I'm also going to put a link to the project in the description of this video. So after you've seen it play through, go check out the project and see if it's something that you would be interested in. All right. So as I mentioned, Harvest was a game that had been previously released, and this is a kind of a redo, a new edition of the game, and it involves harvesting crops, okay? And you're going to be playing as a particular character in the game. And in the solo mode, you're going to be playing against Gary, the mayor of the town, and also in the solo game known as Gary the Interrupting Cow. And if you're not familiar with the classic joke about the interrupting cow, you need to look it up because it is a joke that I try to use at least once a week, to be fair. All right? So let's just head over to the table, and when we go over there, I'm going to be talking to you a little bit about some of the component changes, because this is a prototype edition of the game, and nothing here is final. Everything is subject to change, but some things are closer to final than others. So let me put on my distinguished specs here, and let's head over to the table and let me talk to you a little bit about some of the components, some notes about the components. All right, so first things first is that Harvest is going to be a game that is offered in a retail edition and in a deluxe edition, and there are some changes between those editions that I'll try to point out here. And again, re-emphasizing, this is a prototype version of the game, and everything here is subject to change. So let's just talk a little bit about components. These crop tokens here in this prototype edition are wood, but they are not screen printed. In the deluxe edition of the game, the crop tokens are going to be wood and screen printed. All right. In the retail edition, they are going to be cardboard. So these will be cardboard crop tokens. All right. In the retail edition of the game, these coins here are going to be cardboard like these. All right, chipboard. And then in the deluxe, they're going to be metal coins. I personally love me some metal coins, so I'm excited about that. Also, these character boards here, right here you see Leland the Frog, but there are many other characters that are in the game. Let me show you some of these other characters that are going to be in the game. You got Floyd the Beaver here, Jamie the Bunny, Penny the Pig, Remy the Deer, Rose the Woodpecker, Mick the Badger, River the Fox, and Gary the Mayor. These are likely to be tarot-sized cards in both editions of the game. And you'll notice that while most of these characters, actually almost all of them, have an ability at the bottom, something that is differentiating about them, Gary's power is not up here yet because he's a promo character and they haven't finalized the powers for Gary as of yet, so keep that in mind. All right. The other thing I wanted to talk about is these home boards. Okay, so you can, in the solo game, you can pick any board you like to play. These are double-sided, and they're going to have certain abilities that take place during the sunrise portion of the game. And so you can kind of pick which side of which board you want, depending upon maybe what your goal is in the solo game, because in the solo game you are playing generally in a scenario that's going to have some particular rules for it. You can also just play it for a score. So let me show you just really quickly here how this looks. So you have a series of challenges that you can tackle, okay? And some of this is not finalized, like you can see that gray box there. That's going to have a picture in it once it gets finalized. But you can go through these in order, and there are easy and hard goals for each of them. And also, let me see here, there's a number of them here. So you can see 18 scenarios here that you can take on. And where you see there, looking to play without a level, that's where you can just play against Gary and go for a score matrix, all right? So you've got options. There are a number of different ways you can play the game solo, which is always nice. And what I'm planning to do, so I was originally thinking that I'm going to play the introductory level, level 1, where it tells you here, it gives you some backstory. You've just received a letter that your entire extended family is visiting Furrowfield for Harvest-Tide dinner. That's over 50 bunny mouths to feed. Do your best to pull a larger harvest so none of your guests go hungry. And what it tells you is that in this scenario, you'd be playing with Jamie the bunny as your character. You would need to score 50 or more points to be successful, and in hard mode, you would need to score 60 or more points. And so I thought, yeah, I can show that off, but I'm feeling confident. This is what you call a false sense of confidence, and I'm going to try to tackle level 2. Ho ho! That's right. Level 2. The local carpenter, Barry Bucktooth, has graciously offered to renovate the Furrowfield Family Fest Hall this season. That's some alliteration right there. The mayor is calling on all citizens to donate as many cleared trees as possible to offset lumber costs. All right, so this scenario that we're going to be playing here today has a goal of 55 or more points and have no forest tiles left on your farm board. If we were playing in hard mode, you'd have to remove a particular income card from the Sunrise deck, and you would not be allowed to plant, tend, or harvest strawberries. All right, we're playing in normal mode, folks. I am not going to try to, I think it's already going to be a significant challenge for me, even though I have played the game a number of times to prepare for this playthrough. I have successfully beaten level 1 on both easy and hard, so that's why I thought, let me go into level 2. Now, I have tackled level 2 a couple of times. I have not been successful as of yet, so today's the day. We're going to make it happen. Leland the Frog is going to make it go. Dude, he's going to make this happen. So hopefully this is not an exercise in hubris gone wrong. Certainly possible. All right. So let me just talk to you a little bit about the setup of the game. All right. So in the game, you've got these large tiles that are going to be placed in the farmer's market. And so these were randomly shuffled, and I chose 3 of them. There are more of them that did not come into play, and you place those over the top of the farmer's market. So there's one for each of the 4 rounds in the game, okay? This is the small market, okay? And in a 3 or 4 player game, you would have this open to you and have a number of tiles per the number of rounds as normal. But in a 1 to 2 player game, the small market gets closed off, so you flip one over and you place it right there. Okay. Another element of setup is that each player is going to gain 1 wheat crop in their supply and 1 penny in their supply as well. You also have your 3 wheelbarrows. Okay. Over here in the workshop, you placed randomly from the top of these tiles, these forest tiles, 2 tiles in the 3 penny slot and 2 tiles in the 2 penny slot. All right. On my player board, I have randomly placed 6 forest tiles in this spot. And if you'll remember, one of the winning conditions, oops, not that one. One of the winning conditions is I have to have no forest tiles left on my board. So in addition to the 55 points I need to have, all of these tiles need to be cleared from my board by the end of the game. All right. So that's just some notes about setup. Throughout the game, you're going to be playing through 4 rounds, and there are going to be a number of phases in each round. There's going to be a sunrise phase where you're kind of getting an income for the beginning of the round, and you are also gaining some type of ability. All right. That's also going to be determining turn order. And then you're going to be taking your actions where you're placing these wheelbarrows onto the action spots here on the board. And I'll just talk briefly about those before we get started, but you'll learn most of how those work just by watching me play. All right. And then there's going to be a cleanup phase as well. All right. Now, I mentioned that most of the characters, except for Gary, who will have one by the time the game is produced, have an ability. And for most of them, they are abilities that happen during phases of the game. But Leland here, the Water Wrangler, is going to just start with a ability at the beginning of the game. So it says at game start, you're going to upgrade your bucket 3 times. So in a normal setup, you're going to have 1 fertilizer here, and you're going to have your bucket set to 3 and your water set to 1. With Leland in the game, boop, 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 it goes up 3. So now my maximum water storage is 6, as opposed to the 3 it was. Now, I still only have 1 water in that bucket. I need to fill that up if I want to utilize that water. So going through the 3 areas of the board, I'm just going to go again very quickly. This area of the board, the general store and the farmer's market, is primarily where you're going to be gaining the crops to put into your supply. Okay, so this is a way for you to buy the seeds, basically, that are then going to be planted into your player board here. This middle area of the board is where you're going to be doing most of the actual planting and tending of your crops, and then finally harvesting them for victory points. Okay, so I will show you how this works, but basically there are different costs to plant and tend all of the 4 crops in the game, and different victory points that you'll gain as a result of that. Here in the trading post, as you might expect, are ways that you can trade resources for other actions, okay? And then finally over here in the workshop is where you're going to be either upgrading your bucket, building one of these buildings into your player board area by paying an associated cost, or clearing off tiles from your board and rolling this die here to get a little extra boon to it, okay? So that's general. We'll see the specifics as we get going. So first thing I'm going to do to set up each round is I'm going to shuffle up the Sunrise deck here. This is used in any player count game. You've got the Sunrise deck. And then I'm going to shuffle these Gary the Interrupting Cow, Gary the Mayor, these Interrupting Cow cards, just to have a random setup at the beginning of the game. All right, we are now good to go. So the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to draw 1 Sunrise card for me. I'm going to place it right there. It happens to be the number 1 card. I'm going to place 1 card in Gary's area. So I know what Gary's starting card is. I'm not going to keep this one. You'll see how this works. Then I'm going to turn up 3 other cards. We got the 5, we got the 3, and we've got the 7. Okay, so the way this is going to work is I'm going to exchange my card for one of these 3 cards right here. And I know that Gary's got a 4. So what does that mean? It means that if I wanted to go first in this round, I would have to pick this 3 card, because it has a lower initiative number than Gary's. But it's likely not going to be, well, maybe not. It's all situational, right? These all have a particular thing. The 7 card's going to give you, first of all, you look up here at the income. It's going to give you 2 pennies. And then this would allow me to upgrade my water barrel even more. This one gives me 3 pennies, and it gives me a strawberry seed to put in my supply. This one gives me 3 coins and allows me to upgrade a crop. So if I wanted to upgrade a crop, I could refer right here to the fields and know that I have currently a wheat, but I could upgrade it to a strawberry. So compelling options here for me. I got to figure out how important it is for me to go first this round, because if I do want to go first, I would have to choose this one right here. Because essentially, if I chose this one, it'll give me the same amount of coins, but it will give me a strawberry. I wouldn't have to give up this wheat to do so. What I would have loved would have been one of these cards to allow me to clear off one of my forest tiles, because I've got to be pretty focused on clearing these off. There is one of these income cards, sunrise cards, that allows you to do that. I don't have that option now. It is somewhat important for me to go first. Well, let's just play this out. Let's play this out. I'm going to not worry about going first. I'm going to choose this card, which now is going to give me 3 pennies that I'll place in my supply, and a strawberry that I will also place in my supply. At this point, I know that I'm going second. You can just discard these sunrise cards and you'll reshuffle well, I can reshuffle them now, so I'll be ready for the next round. All right, so shuffle, 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 shuffle. All right, so since Gary is going first, we're going to be drawing 2 cards from his deck. So I'm playing blue in this game, and because of my farmhouse here, and so I chose 2 other non-player colors that I didn't pick to represent Gary, because he's going to be placing out 6 wheelbarrows every round. Hydration is key when you're planting and harvesting crops. You got to stay hydrated. Got to stay hydrated. All right, here we go. Gary. I'm doing some magical voodoo to make this so he doesn't go all the places I want to go. Here we go. Flip over the first card. So let's look at this card. It's going to tell you one of 2 things. It's going to tell you where he's going to be going, and then it's going to give you some kind of a direction. Leftmost, rightmost, topmost, bottommost. All right. So this says that Gary is going to the rightmost spot, open spot in the workshop, and he's going to be adding a forest tile to the board. All right. So what this did is it's blocked off this number 1 space. So these work in a way where if you go here, you get 1 action in the workshop, one of these 3 actions, okay? If you go here, you get 2 different actions from the workshop, either building one of these buildings onto your board, upgrading your bucket, or taking one of your tiles off. And this is 3. So you could do each of these actions. So Gary went there, so I don't have that available to me. I will also be adding a forest tile, which goes right here in the sawmill. Now, something very important that I missed, but I'm going to rectify it now, by golly. Another aspect of the sunrise when I got chose my card and got my stuff is that on my board I have an option here, okay? And that's why on either side of the board you have different options. So this is telling me that every sunrise phase I can pay a penny to fill my water bucket or gain 2 fertilizer. Well, I know that I'm going to be planting, or I'm more likely to be planting this round because you plant before you tend. So I'll go ahead and take those 2 fertilizers. So I almost missed that, but I caught it in time. We added a sawmill here as a result of Gary's first card. So here's Gary's second card, the leftmost open spot in the farmer's market. That is right there. Okay, so now I've got those 2 spots blocked for me. That's essentially what Gary's going to do. He's not scoring points. He is just getting in my way. He's an interrupting cow. He's interrupting my farming abilities. All right, so now I get to place my first wheelbarrow out. As I said, it is essential for me to clear spots off my board. So I'm going to focus on that first. All right. 2 different actions here. I don't want to build a building yet because I don't have a lot of space. I'm going to be clearing off some here in a moment, but I can go here, and even if I choose not to take a second action, I can do. I would have absolutely gone where Gary went, gotten the 2 pennies, and just cleared a spot, because that's really what I want to do. So let me pay these 2 pennies back to the supply, and I'm going to clear off one of these. I can pick any one I like. I think I will go ahead and pick this one. What you do is you flip it face up, and it's going to go in the most valuable or most pricey spot. So my bakery now goes there, and it's open to get later on. All right, so I did that, and now I'm going to roll this die. This has a number of different faces. It has pennies. You can get a wheat crop or seed. You can get a fertilizer. You can get a strawberry. Okay, here we go. I got a coin. Lovely. Coins are good. All right, and now do I want to take another action? Well, I don't want to build a building. I could increase my water. It may not be a bad idea. But I could also go here, if it doesn't get taken, increase my bucket and fill my water for 1. But I can also say, why not both? All right, here we go. I paid a penny. Now it's up, to 7. And now I hope that Gary doesn't take the spot, although I don't think he's likely to. I think he would probably take that spot. So let's find out. See? He went right there. So I think I'm safe. I believe he only goes to the leftmost or rightmost spot. And then he's going to go to the bottom section of the fields. That's kind of rough. But I may want to do 2 things so I can kind of show you how that works if I get the opportunity. So for my next action, boy, I kind of want to do this, but I really badly need to clear off another spot. Now, this one says that you'll clear off a forest tile from your board, but you will not roll the die. So you can see the difference there. It shows you that you're rolling the die. Oof. So basically my thought here is I either am going to do one of these 2 actions and plant and or tend some crops, or yeah, see, this is a tough thought here. I could get rid of this wheat to clear off another. Yeah, I think. And I could also do okay, so let's do that. All right. I'm going to take this spot, which is going to give me 2 of these trading post actions. Actually, am I? No, I'm not. I'm going to do 1. I will trade in this crop here to gain a clearing off action. All right. That goes right there. And I'm going to clear off this tile, and it's going to be put into the number 2 spot. So all of these have particular actions. There are 2 different types of buildings. You have immediate buildings that when you place them on your board, you're going to do whatever it says to do. Like in this case, in the garden beds, you would get a fertilizer and you would get a blueberry bush. These with the little moon spots are end of game buildings that are going to give you some type of amount of points for that. All right, so that was that. Let's see where Gary's placing his last 2. He's going to go to the top of the general store right here. Again, the general store is where you buy seeds or get fertilizer or fill your water bucket. And he's going to the leftmost spot of the workshop. Now, let's say all of these were taken. At this point, he would just draw a new card. Okay, so he's going to go there. He's going to add another tile, the bed and breakfast, which just gives you 3 points at the end of the game. Right there. Okay, so here's my option. I could go here. Actually, I can go here if I really wanted to. But I wouldn't want to do that because I don't think I would want to harvest right away. I could go here to plant and tend. I can kind of show you how that works. Or I can go here and fill up my water bucket. But I can do that next turn for a penny if I want to. So let's do this. We're going to go right here. We're going to take 2 of the fields actions. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to plant this strawberry. So it tells you right here to plant a strawberry costs 1 fertilizer. I'll just go ahead and put that there. I can put this on any open spot on my board that I want. I'm going to put it right there. Okay. Now for my second action, I'm going to tend, which is going to cost me my 1 water that I have. And what this tells me is that when you tend strawberries, you take another 2 from the supply. Normally you would take 1 of whatever crop it is and place it orthogonal to it. But here with strawberries, they actually are going to tend 2. So now when I later harvest them, this would be 3 points. All right, but I'm not doing that right now. So that is the end of the round. I have taken my 3 actions. Gary has put out all of his wheelbarrows. And so there's a little bit of cleanup here. First thing we're going to do is we'll just gather back these wheelbarrows. I'll put these back in Gary's spot. And then I will retrieve my wheelbarrows. I'm going to shuffle up Gary's deck for next round. Get this all ready for the next round. And then I tend to go left to right across the board and take care of the few aspects you need to do during end of round. So on this side of the board, you take the topmost tile from here and you discard it. Now we have new actions for this upcoming round. In the middle part, I just adjust the round. So we're going from 1 to 2. This is also changing the cost of this topmost spot in the fields. Here, you would get 3 field actions, but you pay whatever the round is in pennies. So 2 now instead of 1 in the last round. Over here, on this side of the board, everything just shifts down 1. Okay? And so at the end of next round, any of these tiles that are still here are going to get removed from the game. All right. Whew, round 1 done. It'll go a little bit more quickly now, I think. Or will it? Because my choices will get more and more agonizing. Here we go. All right. Let's get ready for round 2. So I already shuffled these sunrise cards, but I'm going to shuffle them more. Right? I'm going to shuffle them more. My big hope right now is that the income card... Actually, let me put these all the same way. Make sure I'm not... Yeah. All right. My big hope this round is going to put it out there and see if the universe will grant my wish. My real wish is that the card that allows you to take a remove a tile action does not end up with Gary, because I couldn't take it, or with me, and shows up in that group of 3. So a lot of things have to go right, but let's find out. So here's my card. That is not the one that does the action. Let's give Gary his card. That is not the one, so I got a chance. So you're telling me there's a chance. All right, here we go. 1, that's not it. 2, that's it, baby! And 3. It does mean that I'm going to be going second again, but you know what? That's okay. All right, so I'm going to switch this 5 for this 9. Hello! Gary's going to be going first. He has a lower initiative than me. And so let me do my sunrise stuff. And this time I'm not going to forget my board. I get 3 coins. I'll just take one of these 3 pennies, 3 pence here. And then I get to clear off and roll the die. So let's go ahead and clear this one off. I only have 3 more to get, but I only have these 3 rounds. So I can't neglect. All right. So I did that. Let me roll the die. Bada bing. That's a wheat. Oh, yes. All right. And then I can do either penny for a bucket fill or 2 fertilizer. I think now's the time to fill that bucket. Yes. Because if I were to tend these strawberries, oh my goodness, would that be a rich crop? Now, they're only worth 1 point. Still, though, that's not bad, because these would each be giving me 2 more, right? So I'd end up with 9 if I did a tend. Yowza! Okay, Gary's going first. I did all my stuff. I did this. Yes, I did this. Yes. Boom, boom, boom goes the fertilizer. Okay, Gary's going first yet again. Let's find out where Gary is going to get in my way. Where are you interrupting me, Gary? You're going to the bottom of the fields. Don't love that. Fields are importante. And you're going to the workshop. Gary's been a big fan of the workshop. You're going to the leftmost spot of the workshop, and he's going to put out a tile right here. The compost bin immediately gives you 3 fertilizer. That could be very, very juicy depending upon the situation. Now, you may be asking yourself, Mike, don't you need points to win the game? And I would say, yes, you do. And I've got no points. Okay, that's something to keep in mind, right? You kind of need points to win, but you got to build your farm. It's an incremental process. Okay, Gary's gone. That would have been nice other than I just filled my water bucket. So do I want to just go here and start doing stuff? How many? I really need to get some more. Really need to get some more. You know what? I'm going to start here. I need to get some crops that I can then plant. So this allows me to do 3 general store actions. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take my first action to gain a fertilizer. Second thing I'm going to do is gain another fertilizer. Do I want to do that? Yes, another fertilizer. And then my third action is going to be buying a pumpkin for... Oh, I love blueberries. I really like planting blueberries. Pumpkins are more points, though. Oh, get the pumpkin. I'll get the pumpkin. I'm telling you, though, everything in my gut is telling me go strawberry or go blueberry. And I'm ignoring my gut because the pumpkin is so tempting with those 6 points every time you harvest. And if you tend them, that's 12 points. You know, you see what I'm saying? All right. So I took my 3 actions, 2 fertilizer, 1 pumpkin. All right, Gary, what kind of havoc are you going to wreak? You're going to the leftmost spot of the farmer's market. That's a good spot, Gary. I mean, I understand. And then you're going to the top of the general store. See, I'm really glad I went there because now he's blocked that spot. I would not have been able to do all 3 of those things. Okay. Okay. Is it almost time to get points? I've got a lot of water. That would be 3 and 6. Oh, I can do that. All right. Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm taking 2 field actions. The first thing I'm going to do is plant. All right. And so to plant this pumpkin, I need to spend 3 fertilizer, which I have done. And I'm going to place this right here on my board. Yes. And then for my second action, I am going to tend. Okay. So you can take you can plant as many things as you want with 1 action. You can tend as many things as you want with 1 action. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to spend 3 water, 1, 2, 3 water to tend this pumpkin, which means that you orthogonally place out another one. So when I harvest those, that's 12 points right there. I could harvest it right now and get 12, 13, 14, 15. But I think instead what I'm going to do is I'm going to harvest, or I'm going to tend each of these strawberries. So 1 gives me 2 more. I'm going to place it right here. Another one is going to give me 2 more, which I'm going to place right here. And then another one is going to let me tend 2 more strawberries right here. Okay? Look at how vibrant my garden is. This is vibrant, I tell you. There we go, Gary. Going to the top of the fields, all right? So now I certainly couldn't do that to gain my harvest action. Then he's closing out the general store. Nobody's going to the general store anymore this round, I'll tell you. Thanks, Gary. Okay. Now, what is interesting... I'll tell you what's really interesting is why I didn't just go here and get a pumpkin for 1. Because I'm an idiot. Okay. But that allowed me to at least get some more fertilizer. I'm going to comfort myself in that thought. All right. I don't have the 2 coins to go here, but I could go here and just give up this wheat because I don't really want the wheat. So let's go here. I could go to either of these, but it doesn't much matter. Oh, wait. No. Could I? No, because I don't have either. If I had either of those, I can do both. I can do this to clear and then another one to harvest. That'd be nice. But I'll just go here. I will put this wheat back in the supply there. And then I will clear one more off of my board. Let's go ahead and clear. No, let's go ahead and clear this one. Yes. Puts a barn right up there. Okay. Also, I do want to point out that there are more of these available. I just kind of kept a lot of them off for the sake of having, you know, a little bit cleaner up there on the screen. But if I needed to get more, I've got a bag full of a lot more of each of those crops, just to be clear. Okay, so I've set myself up for some decent points next round, but I need to get 55. I feel pretty okay about this, all right? So let's see how things play out. We're going to the end of the round here. Let's clear off Gary's wheelbarrows. Whoop. We've got fighting wheelbarrows. That sounds like a show to me. Where you've got the duel of the wheelbarrows, or wheelbarrow, or what would you call it? I don't know. Just wheelbarrows smashing into each other. Okay, now we go left to right. This one goes Echwe, and now, oh, look at that. That's a juicy tile for yours truly. I may want to try to go first this round, unless maybe I get another chance on the sunrise card to clear one of these. Okay, I only have to get one the next 2 rounds, so I'm not as worried about that, but that is nice. Okay, then over here we go to round 3. And over here, all of these come off the board. They are discarded. All right, I'll just toss them up there. And then these slide down. Woo! All right. Okay, so halfway done, folks. Halfway done. That calls for some water, I'll tell you. Okay, sunrise. Let's first of all, let's just shuffle all of these cards. All right, let me think. Is there anything I haven't covered so far? We've talked about the workshop. I have not built a building yet, but again, they're either instant effects or end of game effects. Now, one thing I could mention is that if you buy one of these with this action and you don't have, let's say I didn't have this spot, you can put it over other crops, but you'd have to remove those crops. Okay, you basically have to dig up those crops to build your building. All right, so that's one thing I didn't cover. Everything else I think we've seen. All right, so there's Gary's cards. Let's shuffle up the sunrise cards. I'll tell you one thing. I really hope by the end of the game that I've planted at least 1 blueberry bush. I love the blueberries because not only are they lovely, lovely fruits, but they give you points at the end of the game, all right? So that is something we could talk about, I guess, before we move on. There are some points that you're going to get beyond just the points you get from harvesting crops, all right? And I'm going to just refer to this prototype rulebook to remind me, because I think I know them all, but I don't want to forget something because this is important. All right, so any end game buildings, right, you'd get points for those. So this one here, like cold storage, says for each type of crop that is orthogonally adjacent, you'd get 3 points. All right, there were some other ones that went off the board there. You're going to score 2 points for each building on your farm board. So you are incentivized to build buildings there beyond just what they give you. You get 1 point for each unharvested crop on your farm board, regardless of the type, except for blueberry bushes. And you get 2 points, which is actually denoted on the tile there, for every blueberry bush on your board. And then you count up all your leftover resources and you get a point in a 4-to-1 trade there. Okay? All right. Here we go. Sunrise distribution. I think I shuffled these, but I am going to make sure that they are well and truly shuffled. All right, here we go. Sunrise card for me. It's a 10, so I'm not getting that one. For Gary, it's an 8. Oh, and I like that. Gives you a. I could use that as a harvest action. Oh, that would have been nice. Ain't gonna happen. Oh, I do. No, that's not the one. But that is a good one. I can get all my water back. Oh boy, now I have a choice here. This is a significant choice because I could go first and fill my water bucket, which is good for tending. And boy, I could tend again before I harvested. That would be terrific. Man. I could go first that way, or I can clear off one of these. I need to do at least one this round. I need to clear at least one so that I can do one next round. Oh man, this is tough. I tell you, I think it behooves me to go here. I think I'm going to go first. All right, so I take this action, which gives me 2 coins. Oh, wait a minute. No, I can fill the water bucket here. No. What did I have? I had this one. No, I'm doing this. I'm doing this one. All right. So, because I can just fill my water bucket with my thing, I don't know that I'm going to be planting this round. So I get 3 coins. Boop. And I clear one of these. Let's clear this one. The tree house. This is an end game scoring. For each forest tile left on your board, 2 points. For this scenario, you're never going to want that one because you want these all cleared off or you can't win. All right. So that was that. And now I roll the die. I got a coin. And I can take either 2 fertilizer or pay a penny to fill the water. We're filling the water. Look at that. That water, that bucket is chock full of water. Okay. It also means that I'm going second again. All right. So I've gone second this whole game. And we'll see. That might come back to bite me, all right? Because Gary, if he comes in right now and takes like 2 field spots, that would be pretty terrible, you know, and it could happen. Yeah, see, right away, the top field spot. And look at that. I am a psychic. Now, I know that this is going to be left for me now for the rest of this round because he doesn't have 3 field cards. Oh man, though that still hurts, but maybe not that bad. So if I tended both of these, that would be 6 water. That would be all my water, and then I can harvest them right away. I don't hate that, but let's see if there's a thing I can do first that might be more beneficial because I know I've got that coming to me. Is there a way to get more on my board before I do? Because I'd be tending and harvesting here. Maybe I could go here and just get a field action and do that. Doesn't cost me anything. It would give me a wheat, which I could then use over here if I wanted to. I could even plant the wheat, but I think that would be kind of dumb. All right, so I think... Yeah, I think I'm going to do this. I'm going to take the wheat, and I'm going to do 1 field action, which is going to be tend. All right, so I'm going to spend all 6 of my water to tend both of these pumpkins. So this one will go here, and this one will go here. Look at all them juicy pumpkins. All right, so I'm feeling okay about that. That's going to get me closer on the score for sure. All right, let's see where Gary's going. He's going to the top of the general store. All right. He's going to the leftmost spot of the workshop, and he's placing out one of these tiles. He's got the printing press. Reactivate an action space containing one of your wheelbarrows. That's kind of nice. So I think at this point, what I'm going to do is 2 of these field actions. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to plant this wheat. As you see, it doesn't cost any fertilizer any fertilizer to plant it. I'm going to put it right there. Okay. And then I'm going to harvest. So let's figure this out. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4 pumpkins worth 6 points each. My ace math skills tells me that's 24 points. These come off my board. And in round 3, folks, round 3, I get on the board. 24 points. Okay. Okay. Don't hate that. Now, this gives me a point and a fertilizer. Right? So I bump up that fertilizer, and I'm up to 25 points. Not quite halfway to my goal yet. But I'm not done. These strawberries all give me a point, so this is 9 more points. So I'm at 34. Okay. All right. Okay. I'm feeling okay at this point. It's certainly not in the bag yet. I have one more tile to clear off, and then I've got to get another 21 points. Okay, so that's not that's not an easy task. Going into the rightmost spot of the farmer's market, which is blocked, so he's going to go right here. Okay, and he's going to the rightmost spot of the workshop and adding another tile. Okay. Oh, interesting. If your bucket is full at game end, get 4 points. Don't hate that. Do not hate that. Library gives you a field action at the end of the game. I wonder, that could be really important. If I did use that for a harvest, that's interesting. This would immediately get this last one off and give me a field action, but the problem is I don't have any field actions to take right now. I have no crops on in my supply. I feel like I can probably make the outdoor shower happen. I can probably make sure my bucket's full at the end of the game, unless I needed to tend on that last round, which is very possible. Kind of leaning towards the library, because it gives me 2 points for just being on my board, and then it also could give me a harvest. I'm going to try it. It's a bit of a risk, because you don't know. I mean, I could get stuff that gave me things right away. This would... Oh. Now I'm questioning myself. This would fill my water right now and give me a harvest action. Oh, but again, I don't need a field action. All right, so my first thing I'm going to do here is I'm going to clear off my final tile off the board. I'm going to spend my 2 pennies, boop, and I'm going to clear this one off, which is a reed pond. Allows you to clear. Now I don't need to clear anything off. I've got that done. I'm going to roll the die, and I get a wheat. Now I could have a field action if I had it. So maybe now I do that, because now I do have a field action. Let's do it. Let's do it. All right. I'm going to spend 2 coins, my last 2 coins. Oh, but I really like that idea. Nope. Take it back. I am going to put the library out there. Something's telling me, go with the library, Mike. It makes my farm more cultured. Okay, that's it. Round 3 is done. Let's retrieve the wheelbarrows. Let's retrieve the green wheelbarrows. Why are you pronouncing it wheelbarrow, you ask? I've got no idea. I did it once, and now I feel compelled to do it every time. Okay. Wheelbarrows are back. Now we go left to right. We clear off this, and this is always going to be the last actions on the large farmers markets. Okay, I'm not worried about that anymore. That could be nice. All right. This is upgrade a crop and get 2 field actions, which could be great. Okay, we move to round 4, the final round. It's the final round. These come off. These all slide down. Yeah. All right. Gotta hydrate. That's refreshing. Okay. Last round, folks. I'm at 34 points. I've got all of these off. Let's remind ourselves. I have no forest tiles left on my farm board. I need 55 or more points. It says remove farm card. Just so you know, if I was playing in hard mode, you'd have to remove this one, which is filling the water bucket. All right. And I wouldn't have been allowed to plant or tend or harvest any of those strawberries. So you can see it is harder for sure. All right. Here we go. Here we go. Shuffling up sunrise cards. Oh! Shuffling up sunrise cards. I'm getting giddy because it's the last round, and so I just start making up songs. It's because Gary the Interrupting Cow intimidates me. Let's just put it out there, all right? I'm not ashamed. He's a very intimidating presence, Gary. He also interrupts a lot. Have you ever noticed that about Gary? Like you can't even get a sentence out with this cow. I mean, it's an issue. It's something he needs to work on. All right, here we go. Enough preamble. Let's get to the final round. Sunrise card distribution. So I'm going to get a card. It's going to be the number 3, which allows me to upgrade a crop, which I don't hate because that would give me a strawberry. Gary gets the number 4, and then we're going to put out a 3. All right, 2 gives me a fertilizer. 6 fills my water bucket. I'm likely to take that one. And 5 gives me a strawberry. So my 2 options are, I know I'm going to go after Gary because I'm not taking the 2. I don't mind being second again. I want to remember that I've got this final field. I need to get crops on my field right now. So I don't hate that, but I also really probably want to get some blueberry bushes out too, perhaps. All right. So I think in that case, what I'm going to do, is knock off my glasses. I could get a strawberry in hopes that I can upgrade it, which I know I could do right here. Then I could plant and tend it. That's interesting. That is interesting. I think I'm going to do that. I'm going to get the 5. Although I need the fertilizer. Oh, this is so tough. I need that fertilizer. All right. Darn it. We're going to take the 6. We're going to get 2 coins, which isn't a lot. And we're going to get a water bucket filled. Beep. All right. And the reason, again, that I did that, and I'm going second, is that for my harvest action here, I'll take the 2 fertilizer. So now I've got 4 fertilizer. If I get a couple of blueberry bushes, I can plant them. All right. But Gary's going to definitely make things hard for me. My guess is he's going to just cram up the general store because that's where I want to go. Also, I need a coin, though, to get 2. Yikes. Okay. General store. I'm telling you, I'm psychic. Watch this be the bottom general store. Okay, good. This is a time where I'm happy to be wrong. Goes right there. Place the longhouse. Ooh, interesting. Two field actions right away. Okay, so Mike, I know this will be open for me. Where can I get coins? I can get coins by going here. But I don't hate that. If I do that, that goes there, gets me coins. Yeah, let's do this. I'm going to go here. I get 2 coins, right? No, I'm going to do this. I don't get those 2 coins. But I kind of need those 2 coins. Yeah, no, that's all. Oh, but I wanted to build it. I wanted to build it too. I could probably do that on a later action, although maybe not. Oh, Mike, what will you do? What I want to do is build this compost bin. But I think it's more important at this point. Yeah, just get the 2 coins, which I didn't do yet. And then build this compost bin for 1. This is going to go right here. And I immediately get 3. Whip, whip, whip. Also 2 points at the end of the game. All right. Whew, sorry, folks. That was a that one was a tough one. Fields, top of the fields goes there. And the top of the general store right there. Okay. I've got 2 more turns in this game. I need to get stuff on this board. I also need to buy stuff, and I'm not going to be able to now. Oh, that's brutal. I can only buy 1 thing. I wanted to buy 2 blueberries, then start doing my harvest actions. Or start doing my field actions. Oh, that is terrible. Maybe instead, man, I really, really would have liked. Okay. I guess I've got to, I'd like to get a pumpkin too. These last turns are rough. There's just so many things you need to do. Because I still need to get a fair number of points here. Let me see if any of these. Bucket is full, yeah. That one's terrible for me. I could get 4 points there. I think I can get more points otherwise. I have to go to the general store. That's the only way I can get any crops. But I can only get 1. So yeah, I'm going to buy a pumpkin. I did not get a chance, folks, to get my blueberry bush out there. They're lovely. They're lovely. Let me just show you when you plant a blueberry bush. So let's say I had this in my supply. You could put it on your board anywhere you want, and it comes stacked with blueberries already on there, right? And if you tend them, you bring out another bush and you stack it, right? So when you would harvest these, you would get 8 points right there from taking these off. And then at the end of the game, you'd get another 4. So I don't know. I just like the way the blueberry bushes work. So since it looks like I'm not going to be able to do it, I wanted to show you how it works. All right. So I went there. I got my coin, I think. I spent my 3 coins to get a pumpkin. All right, Gary. These are your last 2 turns. You're going to the workshop, which I don't hate. I don't think I need to go there anymore. Put out a windmill. And finally, farmer's market. Yep, okay. I don't hate that either because I don't need to go there. So my last turn has to be fields. And I'm remembering I'm going to get 1 field action at the end of the game, which will be to harvest, I think. I'm going to plant and tend. All right. Plant. Both of those I need to spend 3, right? To put that out, yep. Okay, I did that. Now to tend, I need to spend 3 water for this. And I need to spend nothing for this. Okay, that's going to get me 14 points. 40, 44, 48, 49, 51. It's going to be really close, folks. Really close. I don't know if I did it. Okay. That's it. That's it. I may be a few points short. We're going to find out. Okay, so end of the game. I have this building tile. Lets me do one field action, so I'm going to harvest. So these 2 give me 2 points and 2 fertilizer, which could mean something. So 2 points there. I'm at 36. I harvest both of these. This gives me 12. 38, 48. Okay. I get 2 points for each of these. Let me make sure my remembering is correct here. Uh, 2 points, so that's 4, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. I don't know. 1 point for each unharvested crop, which I don't have. 2 points for each blueberry. I don't think I got it. I think I just missed. Blueberry bush, which I don't have now. It's 1 for every 4 leftover resources. So let's count them up. I've got 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So I get 2 points. Oh, no! 54. 54, folks. Look at this. I was 1 point short. Wow. But that's as close as I've come to beating level 2. And I feel like I had a good strategy, I had a good plan, but I just probably wasn't as efficient as I could have been. I think there were a couple of moves that as soon as I did them, I kind of regretted them. And that was the difference, most likely. But I was right on the razor's edge there. Just missed it. So, wow, that was quite a game. That was quite a game. So, just as a reminder, this is a game that is currently on Kickstarter right now, and I've got the link there below me, as you can see. So if you are interested, go ahead and check out that project and see what you think about it. I know that just from previous history that Keymaster Games always puts out just very, very lovely productions. And so this being a prototype that is going to have a significant number of changes, I am very, very excited about what the final edition is going to look like. And there's a lot, as you can see, a lot of content here for a solo player, and very easy to administer this solo AI. I mean, there's nothing to it. You flip over a couple of cards and Gary blocks you. But even with it being so simple, it can be excruciating and agonizing when he takes the spot you need, right? That's what it's always about. So that's why I like that it replicates the tension that you're going to get in a worker placement game by blocking the spots you want. That's the main interaction point in most worker placement games. So that definitely comes through here. I like it quite a bit. All right, well, folks, that's going to do it for this special edition of the DiLisio Factor. Harvest is out right now on Kickstarter. Take a look at it if it's something that appeals to you. And that's going to do it for me. This is Mike DiLisio signing off from the Dice Tower Midwest Annex.